How are you, C-Rock?
Oh, good,
Nice
man.
meeting
How
you,
are
man.
you? Welcome.
Yeah, good. Good, good. Thank you for hosting me, man.
Yeah, of course, dude. Your Instagram is airsoft operator, right?
Yes, it's call sign Legionnaire. Just another
That's
airsoft
right.
operator out there, yeah.
Call sign Legionnaire. Right, right. Okay. Yeah, I always get confused, when I look up somebody's Instagram, it'll show that, your actual call
hmm
sign tag or whatever, your Instagram handle. But then when we're texting, it comes up and shows airsoft operator, I guess like your name or whatever. So,
Yes, it's the nickname there, I think. It just shows in, yeah, I think it's just the nickname there on Instagram, but yeah.
gotcha.
What
Okay.
what are you drinking, man?
Oh, I'm drinking coffee actually.
All right. I'm having some caffeine too, but I'm a Coca-Cola addictive, so
Oh yeah. Dude, Coke is probably one of my favorite drinks uh
right,
to drink the morning after I get drunk. So
right.
when I wake up in the morning and I'm a little hungover, I drink some Coca-Cola. Dude, I don't know what it is, like the carbonation, it burns my throat. It helps wake me up. It's awesome.
Just 1 second, sorry, it's downstairs,
Yeah,
bro.
go ahead.
No, the same thing for me, man. I actually have Coke when I wake up for with my breakfast as well. I don't drink coffee or tea. I only drink tea if I'm not feeling very well.
Gotcha.
So I drink probably way too much Coke. And if I have a kind of Pepsi, I feel like I'm cheating, you know?
I'm not a Pepsi fan. I don't like I like the carbonation of Coke. It's like a little harsher, and Pepsi
hmm
seems like a little too sweet.
Yeah, yeah, I can definitely tell the difference on the
Uh-huh.
flavors right away. And I like Coke much better,
Yeah.
100%.
Same for
I can't
sure.
even drink none of this zero Coke or nothing. I
Uh-uh.
can't have it, man. I don't like it.
Yep, same. You remember a few years ago they came out with they changed the flavor of regular Coke and
Right?
everyone was pissed off. And it was like the new Coke, I think they called it or some shit.
hmm
And everyone was pissed, like, dude, no, like bring back the old stuff. So they brought back the
I'll tell you something. I'll be very curious to try how the Coca-Cola tastes over there in America because I have noticed that depending on when the Coke is from, sometimes it tastes differently.
really,
So yeah, so when I was I'm originally from Spain, and being in Spain, I've tried Coke from Portugal or from other countries where it just tasted different, and you can tell by the well, at least my dad used to tell me by the barcode that you will have on the Coke. So I don't think that this one doesn't have one. Now it's I'm not sure where the barcode will be on this, but he
yeah,
could tell by the last number that where the country where he was from.
gotcha.
and and I've noticed sometimes it will taste differently, man. It's just crazy, you know.
That's wild. I'm trying to remember. It's been a long time, like 30 years, but I was in Japan and then I spent a couple months in South Korea, but we never drank Coke or anything like that. We just drank alcohol.
Right,
So, and after like the second beer or the second, shot, your taste buds are kind of numb, so everything tastes the same anyway. So you can't really tell. But
were you over there when you were in the army or
yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, I was in the Marines and
all
went
right.
over there, spent a year in Japan, and then we went to South Korea. And you know what's funny is we went to we went to this one beach and it was in South Korea. So we got in there, it was winter time. We went over there for kind of like a cold weather training and we were in Pohang and Busan. Uh, and it's all the way at the southern tip, right by the ocean. Well, anyway, we
Okay.
went to this beach one day. It was too cold to go to the beach. We just, were walking around, and there was a Wendy's along the boardwalk,
hmm
and of course we couldn't read the name. We just saw the logo, but we go in. I'm not kidding, man. It was like a five-star restaurant.
Right.
Yeah, it had two big wooden double doors with giant handles on the front, to go in. there was a greeter that greeted you when you walked in. It was the most crazy shit ever. And I mean, of course, they still had the same food, but the layout and the display, the whole environment was like top notch, man. Like super
Oh
clean,
man,
super nice. It was wild, but
that's crazy, man. That's mind blowing. How long were you in the army for,
uh,
Sirek?
for 4 years.
Okay, nice. It's a nice thing to do for your country, man. Respect for that.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, man. I wanted to be a Marine since I was like a young kid. My dad was in the Navy during the Korean War, and then all his buddies were in the Army and Marines. And so they would, when I was growing up as a little kid, my parents would have their friends over and they would all play like on a Saturday night and they would all play
Hmm.
cards, so they'd play poker or pinochle or something like that. And I would sit around and hear these stories that, these guys would talk about. And I'd see these
Mm.
old green faded tattoos on their arms from the army or
Yeah.
Marines, and and
Did you end up
so
getting a tattoo as well?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I got
Does
this
it
one
look green
here.
now?
Let's see.
All right.
See that? Yeah.
What
USMC.
is it? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like, different kind of goth or whatever.
Yeah. It's cool,
And
man. It
then
looks good.
yeah, I got one here each side of my chest and on one of my leg. So
Nice.
yeah, this one I got here in America, here in South Carolina actually, and then um, this one I got in the first like 6 months I was in. That was the very first tattoo I got. It was in San Diego, California. This one I got in Okinawa. Probably see it actually. It's faded as hell.
In Okinawa. Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah, so
What is it?
this is I don't think I can get close enough, but this is there's a cartoon called Calvin and Hobbes um,
Okay.
years ago, and this is Calvin holding an M16, and it has USMC underneath. This one,
Oh, that's cool, man. I'll be able.
this is a tiger. That's his pet in the cartoon. That one was in Okinawa. The guy that gave it to me was drunk as shit. Um, and then the one on my leg is Japanese writing um, that says comrades. So
Nice.
hell yeah.
So sorry, man. You were saying that it was by listening to your dad and his friend stories that obviously you
Oh
started
yeah,
wanting
yeah, yeah.
to
That's
leave
what.
that
Right.
life when
That's
you were a kid. Yeah.
uh-huh. That's what kind of got me the idea when I was about, before I was 10 years old of going in the military, and I was like, yeah, the Marine sounds cool. But later on, it was yeah, that was you know once I was old enough to join, I went down
Hmm.
there. I signed up early, so I had to get my parents' signature, and
Right. Okay.
and then I had to wait
What was
to
that? 16 or something? Or
yes, I just turned 17, but I had to wait until I
okay.
graduated high school. So I could have went
Right.
in before, but I wanted to graduate high school, so um,
That's good, man.
yeah, I did that, and then left soon after graduation. Yeah, it was fun. It was long time ago.
That's
Long
cool,
time
man.
ago.
I mean, my dad was in the Spanish Legion. He also enrolled when he was about 16 or so. So in Spain, I'd say probably 30, 40 years ago, there was the mandatory military service.
Oh yeah.
And whenever they would turn about 18, I think it was, you will have to spend, I think it was a year or so certain amount of time serving in the army, in the mandatory military service unit or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
to explain you in English pretty much. So before that, anyway, a couple of years before that, my dad wanted to, to be independent and whatever not. And he enrolled in the Legion and he was in the special, it's called Group of Special Operations or something like this will be the translation, I think.
Yeah.
It's called GOE in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
So I always wanted to, be in the military and also that kind of life. But I think it was probably 2008 with the economic crisis and everything, where
Yeah.
in Spain, there was barely any jobs, etc. So going into the military was a very attractive option for everybody. So
Mm.
it just started becoming harder to actually get in. So you
Oh,
have to have more qualifications, or it will just give you you could join with nothing, but it will increase your chances, and it was very difficult. So um, I ended up coming to the UK, man, and just working when I was 18. I just decided to come here to the UK and
yeah.
look for a job and learn English because I didn't speak a word of English when I came, and and yeah, and that's been since, but
So how was
airsoft
that?
kind of
Like, how
like
did you start learning, when you first came over or went over to the UK, how did you start learning English? Like when you first, like the first month, you're probably like,
yeah.
you trying to find somebody that would help
Oh
you?
mate, yeah, you're screwed. I mean, luckily I had yeah mate, trust me, especially here in the UK, and I don't think it's the same in America, but I'll tell you something. Maybe my English friends won't like it so much, but it's the truth, and it's the fact that because they are English and you speak English everywhere, they don't need to, even have an you know, try to speak any other language or learn any other language, because wherever you go, you're going to speak English. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Which is fair enough. But coming from where I come from, which is a touristic location in the south of Spain, where 13,000 people, it's English or foreign, you always try to help and try to speak the other language in your own country just to help other people. But obviously that was nothing like that when I came
Yeah.
here. I had to speak English, and I didn't know a word. I never passed a test in Spanish when I was in school or in English. But like my dad says, I remember him telling me once, the hardest, he said, there is a saying in Spain that basically means that the hardest that things become, the smarter you become.
Hmm.
So to be honest, I will just walk around with my phone and the translator, and every time someone will say something, I had a bit of a trick, which was knowing how to pronounce every letter of the abecedary, right? Of
Hmm.
the alphabet, sorry.
Yeah.
So because of the sound of each letter, I'll ask people to spell what they were saying, and I will try to more or less figure out what that word was in total. When you put it together,
Yeah.
basically, because the accents in here is not like in other places. In here, from one city to another, their accent goes so different,
Right. Oh yeah,
which
for
is
sure.
crazy.
Yeah, dude,
But
that's
yeah, man,
wild.
sometimes, yeah, sometimes it's a bit like embarrassing. You're in situations where, or I was in situations where I didn't know what they were saying to me, or people that maybe, you know, I had the feeling like, man, if I could speak English, you would be getting a proper answer, like a real
Right.
answer, and you wouldn't be saying what you're saying now. But that was just my motivation to think like, you know what, one day I'm going to learn English. I'm going to be able to speak properly to anybody, and there's no one walking over me without me being able to
Right.
to say something.
Man, that's a good
So I
thing.
think
And
that was the fuel, yeah.
I think, see, America is the same way, like what you're talking about. It's starting to get better as far as like accepting, different languages and trying to learn different languages. But uh, for years, man, everyone was this attitude here was, you're in America, you should speak English, that kind of thing. And
Mm.
instead of being open to learning other languages, like we should have, I feel like we should have, America should have been teaching our kids different languages since for a long time. We should have started that a long time ago. So where they're teaching them, in school as they're growing up, or just families, I wish it was more accepted. It is probably, a language barrier is one of the most difficult things to get over because,
Oh yeah.
uh, before technology, before, um, phones and, like tablets or whatever, you couldn't, if you ran into somebody that didn't speak, like what you did years ago, if you didn't have a way to communicate, like what you can use hand signals for certain
Oh, I've used that
things.
a lot, man. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking that, the universal language, and
right. Food, what, like that kind of thing. But it's very difficult to, you almost really can't build a relationship
Mm.
without the the actual language, you know. It is.
I
So
mean,
my son, one of my sons married a girl from Colombia, and she's only been here in America for 2 years. So she's still learning, you know, she's still trying to
English,
learn
yeah.
English. So she speaks real broken English, but she has two kids. Her kids, you know, started learning back in Colombia, like learning
Mm-hmm.
English, you know, both languages.
Mm-hmm.
So now they speak perfect both, Spanish and English. And
Yeah.
so they'll translate for her, but she doesn't want them to translate for her all the time because she's trying to learn. So she'll do the same thing with us when she comes over. She'll talk to us and she'll use the translator thing. And I'll try to learn because I want to learn Spanish, you know? So I'll try
Oh,
to
that's
learn
cool,
from
man.
her. Yeah, I want to learn all these languages. When I was in Japan, I wanted to learn Japanese, but I took like 2 classes, and then I got sucked into the drinking every night abyss. I just went out and
Okay, what does
partied.
that mean?
Yeah, I just went out and
Yeah.
partied. Yeah.
That's funny, man. I mean, you know what? When I never expected anyone here to try and speak Spanish for me or to, but what I expected was more like to understand that I don't speak that language, man. Like maybe take it slow, you know. Like
Right.
I can understand you. Can you speak a bit slower? And people was they would still speak with the same, you know, slang or speaking as fast. And I was thinking, great, man. Just wait till you come over to Spain and you ask me, "Oh, do you know where this place is?" I'll be like, "Sorry, no English. You fucking." You know, like it's annoying, man. Like I was thinking, but well, you know, it's I understand it, and you know, if I wouldn't, for example, where I work, I always tell people to speak English, even if there is Spanish people or people from somewhere else from same nationalities. I try to make sure they speak English, but at the end of the day, we are in an English speaking country, and everybody else should be able to understand you when you're talking, especially in your work environment or things like that.
Yeah.
But but man, I'm up for learning every other language too. Like I can speak a bit of Polish. My missus is from Poland, so I can speak a little bit of Polish, and I
Oh,
understand
okay.
when she's swearing at me and stuff like that. You know, but
Right.
yeah, but but you know, yeah, I think it's cool to be able to learn other languages, and there is a lot of American people that speak Spanish, for example.
Yeah. Yeah, we're starting to get there. We're starting to get, you know, kind of learning that kind of thing. Man, I had so yesterday I did a podcast with a girl that's in Slovenia, which is it's
Okay,
over by Austria and Hungary and Croatia and all that. And she
that's
speaks
cool.
really good English, but she speaks like 4 languages, you know, and that is and then I've messaged people recently and in the past to, you know, invite them onto the podcast, and they're in different countries, and they'll say, I really, you know, thank you for the invite, but I don't speak good enough English. And I'm always like, damn, I wish I spoke these other languages, because I've invited a handful of people from Brazil and Mexico and Spain,
Yeah.
you know, from all these different areas that where they speak Spanish. And I'm like, dang it, I need to get, but you know, when I was thinking about trying it out on this podcast, trying to do like have a third party, you know, a third person on here as a translator, and trying to do a
Oh
podcast
yeah.
that way. So
Oh man, whenever you need
need to
some
test it.
help, I'm up for it, man. And whenever you want to just chat for a bit and have me as the translator, I'll help you out, man. That's no
Yeah,
problem.
that would be cool.
Oh, it is a shame, man. It is a shame. But to be honest, English it is the most spoken language in the world. People
Mm,
should wanna learn it too, you know.
yeah,
And I think it was a mistake for me, for example, when I, as a kid, I didn't think I needed to speak English. I thought, well, you know, I'm in Spain. Why do I need to speak English? And you know, life, you never know what's waiting there for you. I ended
right,
up here talking English, and I think in English and speak English more than I do in Spanish.
right.
It's crazy, man. It's but yeah, it's
Now you
funny,
said
you know.
your missus is from Poland. Did you guys meet in the
Yeah,
UK?
yeah. So she's lived here since she was 6 years old or something. So she's
Okay,
pretty much, you know, very well. She's adapted very well. Obviously, she's been here many years. But we met at work. Yeah, we met a
okay,
couple of years ago. We met at work. Yeah,
okay.
and now she's my fiance. So
Awesome, man. Congratulations.
thank you, man. Thank you.
Does
Hopefully, we'll get married.
she doesn't mind you? Does she like that you play airsoft?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the thing with airsoft is I've always followed a few people that I know from back home in Spain that play airsoft, and I always found it very interesting. I always thought, I want to do that. I didn't consider doing it in England. I didn't even think about it because my friends were in Spain. There is a place in Spain called City of Airsoft in Malaga, in the south of Spain, which is where I'm from.
Oh, okay.
So I always thought, one of these days I'll go whenever I'm in Spain. I never thought it would be something that I will get so into that I'll be thinking about it and doing it every day. I never ever thought
You're
it
like,
would be
what?
anything
I'm not
like
gonna
that.
do that.
No, I never even thought it was an option. Never thought of it something that I will get so hooked into, man. But once with a friend called Jimmy, he works where he used to work where I work, and he said, "Oh, let's go and play paintball, everybody. I've got tickets, for some team bonding." So he was a team leader. I was the manager at the time, and we said, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's go paintballing." So we went paintballing, and I spent lots of money, man. I don't know. I think I spent like nearly £200 for the day, or some crazy thing like that.
Oh my
Yeah, yeah,
God.
yeah. Well, as in, like, I went there and they were like, "Oh, you can have this commando set, and you buy and you get the mask, the gloves, you get this and that, and you use this gun that is better than that one." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, everything." I thought, you know what? Give me all the ammo that you can have in this pack and all the everything. That was a mistake, but at the end of the day, yeah, because when I got in and then we started playing, I quickly realized that mostly everybody that was there was people that just wanted to, people like us that wasn't into it or that wasn't doing it seriously or anything. It was just there to shoot as much as you can, try and hit as many people as you can,
Right.
and adrenaline rush, blah blah blah, and that's it, gone for the day and gone home. For me, when I finished playing, I thought, this doesn't look like what I want, but I need to get into this airsoft stuff. I think the airsoft side of it will be more realistic. So I started researching it and everything, and I, I can't stop now. It's like
Oh, that's funny.
it's an
Yeah.
addiction, man. And she comes with me. So she was working with us. Sorry, that's what I wanted to get to. Sorry. So she was working with us. So she came that day. She liked it. She liked shooting some people and whatever not.
Yeah.
At the time, just like me, I thought, yeah, this is cool. Let's try it. And now she comes with me all the time. If she doesn't play, she'll be around with her high vis, taking pictures, and
Oh, nice.
yeah. So she likes it, man. So we have fun together. I mean, everything I'm doing with the channel and then Instagram and everything. It's sometimes it's a one man operation, and sometimes you have help, and I have a lot of help from her. I've got a lot of support from her and from other people that maybe someone helped me with something. She records some of the videos, takes lots of pictures. So yeah, we share the hobby together, man. It's great.
That is cool. Hell yeah.
Did
Okay.
you? I've seen in some of your videos that you were mentioning you had never played airsoft at that time. Have you played airsoft now?
Uh-uh.
Ever?
No.
But I have seen you. But I have seen you in your Instagram. I've seen you,
At the
whether in your
field.
plate carrier or at the
Uh-huh.
field as a press, taking pictures
Yep.
or
Just taking
sick, man. Why
pictures.
have you never? Why have you never played?
I'm gonna play next year, like 2023 coming up, when weather
Okay,
gets better. Yeah, I'm gonna play.
okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. I have plans on playing. I just haven't done it yet. I
Okay,
gotta I
I
gotta
mean,
get my feet working better. So
okay, okay. No, no problem. That's I understand that, man. I was asking because I've seen people that well, there is a subject out there which is some ex-army people doesn't like airsoft at all for certain reasons. I
oh
haven't looked
right.
into it,
I've heard of
and
that.
there is I don't know what I'm not sure what is the reason behind it. I don't know if you've heard more into it or not, but
The only thing that I've heard, or I guess kind of seen, maybe I've heard it too, about that is maybe they that they don't like the guys that are like that have never been in the military but are
hmm
really gung ho on the airsoft, which is fine. But that what they don't like about it is uh, they act like to the veterans, they act like they know more about all this stuff, which they
mm,
do. They
yeah,
really do.
makes sense.
they know more about the field, where they're at, uh, all their own gear and stuff like that. So that's the only thing I've heard. It certainly
It
doesn't
makes
bother
sense.
me. So
No, but it
it's
makes sense. I can understand why that
yeah,
might bother somebody, though. I get it.
yeah. I don't know. I just most people I've talked with, I've had a lot of people on here that are veterans, and none of them have, obviously they play airsoft, so they like it. But um,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, you're always going to run into people that are just like, you
Oh yeah.
know. Well, the other thing too is when you're passionate about something, right? When people are passionate about something, uh, people on the outside that don't really care about that, whatever it is,
Mm.
they don't really, they're kind of like, whatever, they're not really, I don't know. I don't know what it is about the some of the veterans
No,
that
yeah,
don't
yeah, I
like
get that.
the yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
man.
I mean there's some groups of guys that have, teams, airsoft teams that have never
Hmm.
been in the military but are hardcore about, like mil sims. I mean,
Nielsen, yeah, yeah.
they could definitely be in the military, you know what I mean? Like if they wanted. It is for as much as they do and they train and they're in shape, they exercise and they get out there and do this mil sims and stuff. Yeah, they're definitely you know, they're
No,
very good.
100%, man. It's a
Yeah.
different breed.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's interesting, man. We have a team as well. It's called the West Foreign Legion. I think have you seen it on the Instagram, or I probably mentioned it when I spoke to you. Let me show you. Um,
Oh, nice.
yeah. So one
Okay.
of the guys that my best mate, he's a tattoo artist. So basically,
Oh,
he did
shit.
all the design for us and whatever not.
Right. That looks good.
Bennett dot art. Yeah. So we thought, we're a bunch of foreigners in the UK, so we live in the West. So the West Foreign Legion, man.
Oh, that's perfect.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you've heard of the French. Yeah, have you
French
heard of
Foreign
the
Legion.
French
Yeah.
Foreign Legion?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, certainly. So it's, we got the Spanish Legion, French Foreign Legion. I think there's Brazilian Legion, British Legion. There is a lot of players out in Brazil, huh? Since you mentioned the Brazil earlier.
Oh my gosh, a ton. Like I had no
It's
idea that it was
crazy,
that
yeah.
big.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm finding out. Like this is a common thing I'm finding out for everyone I'm talking with. When I talked to the girl yesterday in Slovenia, I'd never even, it's the first one I've ever talked to in that country. It's fairly small. She said there's like Slovenia is like 2 million people total in the country, and
Wow.
yeah, and so
That's how many people live in Birmingham, pretty much 1 million something.
right. And,
Yeah.
so she's talking like there's a huge airsoft community in Slovenia. There's a huge airsoft. She said her and her mates go play in Hungary and Croatia. And I said, they play over there? She's like, oh, dude, there's so many, like it's a huge group of airsofters in Hungary and Croatia. And I said, well, Austria too, because Austria is like north of them. Because I talked to a girl from Austria, or, lives in Austria a while
Wow.
ago, and she said, yeah, Austria too. Like all these, like all these different countries around us have a huge airsoft, following. And I said,
Yeah, yeah.
what? That's wild, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. I didn't know. I never knew it was so big. It's just the fact that I constantly see people from Brazil on the Instagram everywhere. It's just so many people that it just stands out more than other countries. I was thinking, damn, it's crazy how big it is, how many people there is everywhere, man. It's just how many years? I'm not sure. I've watched a few of your podcasts, especially the ones from with people that I know or that I have contact with on the media and stuff here in the
Hmm.
UK. But how long have you been into the airsoft thing? I know it started when your kid ended up buying something, or and you saw
Yep.
it and you picked up an interest. Yeah. How
Right.
long ago
So
was that, man?
that was the beginning of 2019. So
Right.
yeah, so the beginning of 2019, it was like January, February. of 2019, these guys, two of my sons, went and played airsoft, and they hadn't played since they were like, 10 years old. So they went with their buddy, and when they came back and they were talking about it, I was like, oh, let me start filming this stuff. And that's when we started. I think our first
Yeah.
video came out in April, like the first day of April or first week of April or the last week of March of 2019. And so that was my first uh, knowledge, or learning about airsoft. I had known about the little Springer pistols that I got them when they were like
Yeah,
10,
yeah, yeah.
but that was all I knew about airsoft. I didn't know anything, nothing. I knew paintball. I played paintball for years.
Hmm.
So that when they said airsoft, they're going to play airsoft, and they're like, they're 20 something years old. And I said, what, you're going to play with a little bunch of little kids or something? Like, what's going on? So anyway, when they came back and they brought one of their M4s, they got one of the M4s, like I don't know, whatever they got, and they brought it in, and I was like, at first, because they had changed the orange tip, they took the orange tip off, and at first I
Okay.
said, "Oh, you guys going to the range?" Because we have AR-15, real steel guns. We have a bunch of real
Hmm.
guns, and I thought they were going to go shooting with their friend. I said, "So you guys are going to the range?" And they're like, "No, this is an airsoft gun." I said, "What? Let me see that thing."
Unreal.
So that's what really got me interested after when we started doing the videos. But yeah, that was my first introduction to airsoft. So it's only been
Airsoft.
it'll be almost 4 years. But I didn't start doing these.
Wow.
So that's when we started doing the videos for YouTube. That's when I learned. And I didn't start doing these podcasts until I've been doing these about a year, almost a year. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
So
I know that. Yeah, I've done. I've seen so many of your unboxings,
yeah, the unboxing.
and they're quite good, man. Some of them are
Thank
got
you.
loads of views as well. I've seen 16, 20K. Some of them are crazy, man. It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, the so those what that's how we started our channel. So our channel
Mm.
started with unboxings. So when these guys came back from going to the to play airsoft, and I said, "Hey, let me start filming some of these guns and whatever, you can test them out and I'll film it." Well, then their buddy who got them into it, JP, he said, "Hey, they have these mystery boxes. I want to start getting some." And he was
Oh
telling me
yeah.
about it. Yeah. And I said, "What is it now?" So he explained it, and I said, "Yeah, let's do it, man. I want to try it out. That's really cool. It sounds awesome." So when we started doing that, I was super excited. So we all started getting those boxes, and that's how our channel started out. And those became very popular. That's where most of our, that
Mm.
was all of our videos, a lot of those in the beginning. And that's where we got a lot of followers. That's where we got a lot of subs. People, and I started the Discord stuff right away. I started all the, different, things right away. Well, then we had, and I was doing live streams. Like, I mean, we were putting out 3 videos a week for almost a year.
Wow.
Because I was like,
Wow.
let's, I was on their app, I was stuck at home. So I was like, hey, let's film this. Let's film this. And they're like, oh,
Mm.
again? Yes, come
So
on,
did
let's
you?
go.
So man, did you have an interest on filming before?
Not really. No.
Okay.
Growing up, or I mean, when our kids were little, I was always the one in the family to take pictures of everybody, like
Okay.
family events, of our kids, that kind of stuff. So I was always the one taking pictures. And then once we started this thing, I was like, here, let me just video it. That was it. I didn't know anything about
Yeah,
editing or
that's
nothing.
cool, man.
Yeah.
No, no, just wondering because some people, have a bit of a skill set and then they start doing it. I'm the same as you, man.
Yeah.
I'm actually, I actually am the one that takes always pictures and whatever. Not my girlfriend's always, oh no, no, I don't look well now. But I'm always taking pictures around and stuff. But I've never actually done any editing in terms of videos or pictures or anything. I have mixed some music in the past when I
Oh,
was younger, and I can maybe look at the audio and do something with it when it comes to recording and putting it together.
Yeah.
Um, but man, yeah, it's a whole other ball game. This editing and it's but I'm finding that like I made a video yesterday. I recorded a video yesterday, so we've got these. I've got this guy sponsoring me now, which
Who
is
is that?
Elite
Elite?
Advantage.
Okay.
Elite Advantage. Not sure if you can see it
Yep.
well now.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, so they're actually based in California. They're over there in the States, and I've got a really good relationship going with them. And they've sent us this plate carrier over here, which is
Oh,
let me
that's
get it
cool, man.
closer to you, man.
Yeah,
So
your setup back here is awesome.
they've sent over. Yeah, so they said something quite good
Yep.
with a quick release system, etc. So it's a nice bit of kit, and so that I can review it and have something to make more content and to test it on the game and take pictures. And I was doing that video last night, and I did another one this morning, reviewing an SMG, SMC9. I can show you actually. It's right here.
Yeah, let's check it out.
So just for an unboxing and the review of it and stuff.
Oh, that's cool
So
looking, bro.
yeah, man,
What?
it's quite interesting bit of
That
kit
is
to be honest.
cool.
So
Yeah.
you press this one here, you can fold your stock. It's magnet in here,
Oh, that's awesome.
so it's quite good. Yeah, and I'm finding, man, that the more videos I record, which I hate well, I wouldn't say I hate it, but I struggle always more with the recording bit, right? With what I'm saying, I question myself too much. I think I like to be as well, like straight to the point. Like
Uh-huh.
I watch some reviews that I always think like, fuck, I'm not interested on that. I want an opinion more of, maybe there's different, I guess, audience for different type of reviews, etc. Right? So I try to
Yeah.
go really straight to the chase and tell you this is what this is, what this does, what I think. That's it, pretty much. I don't go into other subjects or things like that. Maybe I do in the future, maybe when I find my own style. But at the moment, I'm enjoying more the editing as I record more, etc. I'm enjoying more the editing, and I have more fun doing it. And the thumbnails and things like that, trying to do something that I've never done before, right? So
Yeah.
it's exciting. But yeah, it's
That's
so
cool.
hard, man. I see what other people do, and I'm like, how do you do that? Like,
Yeah,
um,
man.
but yeah,
Well, if you're going to edit, so if you're going to do it on your phone, there's a couple of apps that you can use on your phone to edit,
okay,
you know. There's one called Splice that's really,
okay.
really good. Um,
I mean, I'm editing at the moment. How do you spell that? Sorry. There
oh,
we go with the
Splice.
spelling
Yeah,
again.
it's S P
Yeah,
L
yeah.
I C E.
All right, sound. Thank you,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
At the
So,
moment, I've been editing on the laptop with Filmora.
okay. Yeah. Yep. You can use that too. Yeah. There's a bunch of free ones. So if you're just doing, so if you're going to edit the review stuff, like unboxing
Hmm.
review, and you want to get, say these points, right, and have it kind
Yeah,
of,
yeah,
real cut, to each point, then
yeah. Hmm.
what we started doing was uh, we would uh, we would actually write down, or I would type out.
Hmm.
They would tell me all the different things. The guys would tell me all the different parts that they wanted to review, talk about, and so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would type
yeah,
it into a Word document, little bullet points. I would print it out for them, and they were actually, you couldn't see it on camera when they would do the review, but
hmm,
they would have it right in front of them on the table, and they would look down at it. They'd read the first line and memorize it,
yeah,
and then they'd go, okay. So all I told them was, we can record the whole thing. Just give me some time in between. So look down, read it. Don't start talking until you're looking at the camera, right? So that
yeah,
you can't tell. And I said, and don't move around, just stay in one spot, so that I can cut these sections out where you're looking down, where you're stopping, that kind of thing. And then give me some time in between so that I see the audio when I put it in the editor. I see the audio is
Hmm.
missing, it's quiet right there. So then I just
Right.
cut that out, and then it everything
Yeah, yeah,
goes
yeah, yeah,
together
yeah.
really quickly and easily. But
Yeah, you take the breathing out and things like
mhm,
that. I mean, sorry, I do the same. I write everything down and all of my ideas in the phone. I even watch other people's reviews to see what they think about them guns, or what they comment on, or what they find interesting about them. If I don't know much about them, just to for awareness, really.
right,
Um, but yeah, I mean, it's just a training like in every other game, I guess. The more you do it, the better you get, and it's just consistency and hard work and dedication, really, like you do, really, with your
right.
podcast and with everything, man.
Yeah, thank you.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, you too,
I've
man. That's good. I'm
recorded.
glad you're starting to do that.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I recorded that one last night. Recorded this other one this morning. I've already edited the one from last night, and we'll be going out tomorrow actually at 8:30 GMT, so English time, and I'll see. I think at the moment I'm posting one a week, so it's what I'm managing to be producing, really.
Oh, that's good though. Yeah. One a
Yeah,
week is
I'm trying.
great. Yeah. A
Yeah,
lot of people can't do
thanks,
that. A
man.
lot of people can't do the once a week. It's you
Mm.
have to have the content, so then you have to edit it and get it ready and then post it, whatever. But yeah, one a week is great.
It is hard, yeah. You
Mhm.
know how hard it is, man.
Yeah.
But working, working and then finish work, you get home, you got your life to do. My missus, I have a lot of respect for her as well, because she puts up with me wanting to do this as well all the fucking time.
I know. I
You know,
told
and
my wife's like, so now she's starting to get used to it because I'm doing so many of these podcasts. But a
Mhm.
few months ago, she was like, "Oh, we have we're doing this one night." I'm like, "Nope, I have a podcast." And she's like, "How many podcasts do you have?" I'm like, "A lot." So I went
Yeah,
in there
man,
and
it's
I wrote
great.
it. She used a calendar, a calendar on our refrigerator. So I went in there and I wrote in all the times I have podcasts like today and all these different times. And so she's like, okay, she's good with it now. Like it's no problem. But before she was like, how many are you doing? I said, well, I want to release 3 a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Wow, that's good,
And
man.
that's what I've been doing for quite a while. And she's like, oh, okay, that's a lot. And I said, yeah.
But you know what?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think we should all thank you for that, man, because what you're doing is towards the community, and you're giving this platform for people even like myself to be able to talk and to put themselves out there. And not everyone is doing that, and the fact that you will
Yeah.
have anyone in your channel, which you have a reputation, and it's really cool, man. I appreciate
Thank
it. I
you.
respect you for that. Thank you.
Well, listen, thank you for telling me that. And I've had a bunch of people say that to me, and send me a message. And I really appreciate the gratitude. But man, I have to tell you, I'm the one that is honored. I'm really with
Nah,
talking to all you guys. I'm very, very grateful to have met every single person I've had on here. It's been great. It's been really good. So I appreciate what you guys do because you guys are out there doing the shit. Um, and spending all your money on this gear and games and putting the time in, man. It's cool.
definitely, man. I
Yeah.
mean, I want to give everything back as well, man. I mean, I don't. I mean, thankfully, through a lot of hard work, I'm in a position where I can make a living out of what I do I work in logistics basically, and
Yeah.
and I make a living out of it, right? But if something that I'm enthusiastic about or that I have a passion about, and within 3 to 4 to 5 years, I can maybe make some money out of it to be able to pay for it,
Hmm.
um, so that it doesn't cost me so much money, because it costs so much money, as you know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So if I can take a part of that, what I make, and give it out to someone every month on a gameplay, or on a giveaway, or something significant that make a change for them,
Yeah.
then that will be what I will have as a reward, really, being able to give something back to those people that follow you and watch your videos, and comment on them and subscribe and all of that, which means a lot.
Hmm. Yeah, it does. Yeah, so you got a couple of good cool looking guns back there on your wall that you showed
Oh
earlier.
yeah,
So
man.
what is that? An AR, is that an ARP9?
So
Oh no, that's not. Okay.
so here I've got a Magpul, so it's an M4.
Gotcha.
I've got it with a tracer unit and a chrono in it,
Nice.
and the hollow in there. And this one, it's a Rapax, which is a DMR.
Gotcha.
It's doing at around 430 FPS at the
Woo!
moment.
Nice.
This is my baby, my MP9, which I love because
Dude,
it's so snappy, man. It's crazy.
that thing is awesome. Is that a blowback?
Oh yeah, yeah. So it's gas.
Oh, it's
I love
gas.
that, man. Yeah, yeah.
Oh
It's
shit.
really really snappy. I promise you, Iraq. When I go to and everyone that has an MP9 must have the same experience. But when I go anywhere I go, they always look at me like, "Damn, what the hell is that?" You know, it's just so snappy. Even when I'm doing chrono or something, if by accident I put full out on the chrono, they look at me like, "Damn, like, what the hell is that?" You know.
Right.
I've got a couple of pistols here. So I've got an AAP-01, a Glock 19, and a Glock 17.
Dude,
Yeah,
those are
so
awesome.
just
Yeah.
a few pistols in there, man. But
What do you like better, the AAP01 or the Glock?
um, it's an interesting question, man. To be honest, if I am carrying and I'm wearing my normal gear, if I'm out in the field with a M4 or with a Rapax or something like that, I'll probably be carrying my Glock. However, if I'm playing CQB,
Mm,
especially when I'm playing for like 8 hours or 6 hours, the game's there is not for 8 hours and you're there for playing for 5 or 6 hours.
yeah.
I just find it my back always gets I get always more tired when I'm carrying, you know, bigger and heavier guns, and it's harder to maneuver and move, and I'm more, I'm quicker when I'm carrying a pistol, so I just carry the AAP,
Yeah.
which with an extended mag. I need
Mm.
to get a drum mag and get a HPA, and that will be it.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the next thing. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna get um everything, the whole kit just for HPA. I think I was looking at £150 or something like that, and then getting a drum mag and a magazine adapter for my MP9, the AAP, and all of that, and just go HPA when I'm CQB, man, because I just don't like it that there is someone else playing out there that has an advantage, that have it
Uh-huh.
easier than me. So I need to get that and then take it away from them.
No
So yeah,
reloads. Yeah, you're good.
yeah. It's just well, it's now at the moment I'm carrying a couple of mags and I've got gas on my partner's backpack, so I'll be opening this backpack, filling up mine, carry on, and I've got gas on mine for him. Um, but if I can avoid that, then much better.
Right. Now, do you play mostly skirmishes, like one day skirms or whatever?
Yeah, so it's interesting you asked that as well. Yeah, because in different countries, I was talking to a guy who's in Japan, and obviously in different countries you got different game plays, different game styles.
Right.
So yeah, in here I try to play at least twice a month, if I can, maybe 3 times a month. Um, and I play either CQB or a skirmish, but at the moment it's really cold, man, and I don't want to get out in
No.
the field so cold because as you can tell, I have a bit of a cough as well. I've been with a bit of a cold. And yeah, at the moment I'm playing indoors, man, CQB.
Right.
I'm going to Hell's Airsoft next Sunday, and the department CQB the Sunday after.
Okay.
So
So what
this
is your
Sunday,
when
this
you play
yeah,
outdoor, what is your main field? What's your home field for outdoor?
um, I it's interesting, because I don't have a home field. I will say I don't have a preferred site or well, maybe I have preferred sites, but I don't have a site that I go to more often than others
Oh,
because
okay.
since I started playing, I've been getting to know the UK just by going to different places all the time, man.
Right.
Just trying to go to different places to get different um, surroundings in terms of the pictures as well, so that you get different
Mm.
more variety in your content. Um, which I only thought of doing as I was playing airsoft because my girlfriend started taking pictures all the time. So I thought, you know
Yeah.
what, let's make something out of it. Let's put it out there so people can see it and we get to know people, etc. But I go to a place which is called well, I'm going to a CQB called the Department CQB, which I to be honest, I have a lot of fun in there. I've been there once and I'm gonna go again. I've booked a couple of dates already. So yeah, that one is quite good. But in terms of outdoor, Anzio, it's a place in Leek. It's an
Okay.
old training camp, and the marshals are quite nice. The place is quite cool. I've got a video of a gameplay in there. I think it's my first video that's called "Addicted to Airsoft" after this gameplay
Okay.
because it was the first time that I went to an outdoor,
Oh, nice.
and I thought I loved it. It's just really cool because they have in this place they have buildings and they also have a lot of outdoor areas, you know. So sometimes you're in the building, sometimes you're outdoor, and it's different. You can be sniping from the building as long as your rifle is outside the window and you got
Uh,
people out there in the field, you know. So it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting, and I had a lot of fun.
yeah. Yeah.
I
So
love to do a
you're,
meal sim, man.
yeah, I was going to say Mill Sims, and then because I was, I've had so many people on here from the UK, all different areas. Like I've heard of all these different sites out there where you guys
Hmm.
go, Dirty Dog, and
Yeah, yeah.
a bunch of, um, I guess, really like Halo something or whatever, Halo
Hmm.
Grounds,
I've heard of Dirty Dog. I know there is
Driverwood.
a
Yeah.
yeah, there is a few places like that. Those are a bit more towards the north, and I haven't been there yet.
Oh, okay.
But um, but yeah, eventually I'll have to visit them as well.
Yeah.
But is that there is more mill sims over there where you are? I
Yeah.
think no.
Yeah.
I
That's what I
love
was.
that, man.
Yeah. There's a ton of milsims. There's a handful of really big milsim companies. Event coordinators that so there's and they have multiple milsims throughout the year. Each one of them do. So there's Milsim West. There's American Milsim. And then Third Coast Airsoft, and then Operation Lion Claws or Op Lion Claws. So those are the big ones that I've you know heard of the most, I guess. And they do. There's always a an event going on.
Yeah.
So and these things are a lot of them are really big. So the one we went to in March, that's where you'll see like some of the stuff on my Instagram where I was out there.
Hmm.
Um, that was 700 people at the event,
Wow.
and it was just massive, man. Tons of people everywhere, and pyro,
Damn.
like grenades going off constantly.
I love to do a proper meal sim, man. I love
Hmm.
to. I love to do that. And one of the things I want to do is to start traveling around. And I've got some plans to go to Spain for a meal sim over there. And
Oh, nice.
I'd love to go to America at some point, man. It would be crazy good. It would be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Um, I've only been to one um game where it lasted 24 hours, which
Mm,
during the nights you're sleeping and where you're eating and everything, they can still, ambush you in there or you're sleeping with your eye pro on, you know.
right. Exactly.
So which it was crazy. It was quite interesting, you know, it was different, but it wasn't a meal sim. It wasn't exactly what I've seen
Mm,
from guys from over there, from where you are,
okay.
and that's what I want. You know, I want to have that day of an experience, which is follow these instructions, and it's just different. I
Right.
think, in my opinion,
Yeah, for sure.
But
And
yeah.
then we have vehicles as well. So we have
Hmm.
they'll have technical vehicles. So you can bring people have big vehicles like a pickup truck or something like that with mounted guns on them. They'll have like a Humvee
Wow.
going around. This last one we went to just a month ago, they had there was a Humvee, real Humvee with a 50 cal mounted on top.
Hmm.
that was shooting blanks. So it
Right.
sounded, you know,
Real.
real. And then um, they have these propane cannons. So they set up these cannons. They look like mortar tubes. It looks like a mortar tube, and they fill it with propane and then release it. I guess it has a valve or something. When they release
Hmm.
it, the sound comes out of the tube. It doesn't shoot anything. It's just there for sound effects. So it sounds like artillery. So that's going off, and then the 50 cal is driving around, and then they have a helicopter that you can buy a ticket for to ride in the helicopter and shoot people, and the helicopter flies at night in blackout mode, so completely stealth. The guy flies with NVGs on, okay, with nods on, the pilot, and so you got the helicopter coming around, you got all these mortars going off, you got the 50 cal, and then they'll have red flares that they let off to I mean it looks like you're in a battle zone.
Well,
Yeah.
man, it sounds just like what I would love to do, man. And the thing is that I got a couple of friends that would love to experience something like that too. I'm sure. So
Yeah, for sure.
it'd be really interesting, man. That sounds really good, you know.
Yeah, you guys
I
need
mean,
to. I'm surprised they haven't done that over there yet, because you guys have a lot of airsoft stuff.
yeah. So I mean, over here, what I've tried, for example, when I went to this 24 hours event, there was vehicles in there,
Mm,
and we there was people that was using knots at night, etc. And there was something else. And in this Anzio place that I've mentioned to you about,
hmm.
they've also bought some tactical vehicles a couple of times, but I've never seen anything like what you have mentioned. Like,
Gotcha.
um, I've seen that there has been things like that. I haven't been at a game where I've had the opportunity to experience that, and
Yeah.
that will be great, man. I'd love to do that.
Right.
I think I have to get over there soon, you know.
Hell yeah, that'd be awesome. Well, did you hear about the I'm sure you heard about it. Did you go to that National Airsoft Festival, the
No, I
NAF,
didn't.
over there in the
Yeah,
UK?
I've heard about it,
Yeah.
and I can guarantee you I will be there on the next one. But I wasn't there this time.
Okay.
I wasn't able to, so yeah, I was working, man.
Well, there's so the I talked with within the last couple months, I've talked with a couple people that have been there, and
Okay.
they
Yeah, I've
uh,
seen those podcasts, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
Krios Photography, and then a couple other people, and they were all talking to me about going there next year.
Mm,
So
right. You should, man.
I'm really thinking about it. I told my
I'd
wife, I
love
was
to meet
like,
you there, man. It'll
yeah,
be
that'd be
good.
fucking awesome, man. There's so many people I talked with over there that are going to be there
Man.
next year. And so I started looking up plane tickets. So I told my wife, I said, "Hey,
Yeah.
you want to go to the UK next year?" She's like, "Yeah," because she wants to travel, you know.
Hmm.
And I was like, "All right, we might be going over there for airsoft thing." She's like, "Okay." So
Sounds good, man. And that's if you get her to come with you as well, just because of that, it's
yeah,
crazy, man.
that'd be
It's
cool.
really good. And it will be amazing for you as well as an experience to meet so many people that you've talked to,
Right.
and see where they're at as well whenever you talk to them maybe the next time, because it's likely some of the people you're gonna speak to on your podcast maybe you don't speak to again in a long time maybe.
Absolutely.
So it'll be interesting, it'll be quite cool, man.
I always try to
Yeah, I'll
have
definitely meet you there.
yeah, that'd be so cool. Well, this last Milsim we went to last month, I met 8 people that were, or more than 8, but around 8 to 10 people that I've had on the podcast. They were at this
Yeah.
Milsim, and I met them, in person. And these are guys from all different states in the United States. So I'm from South Carolina. I'm here in South Carolina. The Milsim was, just a couple hours away from me here in South Carolina. The guys I met were from Georgia, Tennessee, Pennsylvania. I don't know, like 6 or 7 different states, and
Damn.
Florida. So it was really cool. So I would love to come over there and meet. I don't know how many people from the UK I've talked to, man. Probably 20, like 15. I don't know.
Damn.
That'd be cool
That's
shit.
mad.
Yeah, dude.
No, definitely, man. Yeah, and it happens to me sometimes, that it's even crazy how small the world is, at the end of the day. I've gone
Right.
to an airsoft place a couple of weeks ago where I met someone that used to work with me, and the last place I thought I would see that person will be at an airsoft place, at an airsoft site, and it was cool
Right.
because I saw him again and was like, it was good to have a chat and to play together. It was crazy. It was and I've met people at work that I work with, and I've now got good relationships with. And I said, "Oh, actually, I play airsoft," and they were like, "Oh, I play airsoft too." I'm like, "Wow,
That's
that's."
cool.
And you always find that it most likely it tends to be like-minded people, which
Right.
is the beauty about obviously having a common passion, or a hobby that you like, which is
Exactly.
it's the beauty of it, man. It's great.
Yeah, it is.
It's so cool. When is the next festival again?
I think they said it was August.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense. It's the only time you might get a good day of good weather in England, in the UK.
I
It might be
know.
the one day. It might be in August.
Where it's not rainy.
Every day, man.
Yeah.
There is fog outside and rain every day. So, I want to play in the snow, man. I want to play in the snow.
Okay.
I find it really cool. Get a white camo and maybe use a sniper or something, and it could be quite interesting. It could be different. I would
Right.
definitely be up for that, man. And it's just that something else, another challenge as well. It's something, you're gonna be cold, or you're gonna be, it's gonna be completely different. So it's gonna be cool, man.
Yeah, that would be
I
cool
love to
shit.
play in the snow.
Yeah, I would definitely
Definitely.
not want to be in the snow. So I don't like the cold, man. Hell no.
I know, man. I know where you are. Do you not get snow anytime, or
No, huh? It's
uh,
will so it'll get in the winter, like right now, usually like in January or February, we'll get some ice. So it'll be like freezing rain. So it'll be around, around 30 degrees.
hmm
Most of
okay.
the time it does not get too much colder than that, So I think we've gotten snow, I don't know, 5 times in the last 15 years,
hmm
that I can remember. So we don't really get it too much. Yeah.
It's the same where I'm from. I've never seen I've never seen snow where I'm from.
Yeah.
It's likely it will snow next week in here. So
Yeah.
and if it does, I'll try to get in for a game.
I hear you.
I just need to buy some white camouflage clothing, and that's it, man. And I'll be up for it.
Right. Well, the girl I talked to that's in Austria, she has played in the snow and she has the white camo
Okay.
stuff, whatever. She's got some pictures on her Instagram.
Well, I'll
Um,
check that one out. I haven't seen it, man. I'll
yeah,
check
it's
it out. What's he called?
her name's Senity, or her call sign
Okay, okay, okay.
Senity, Centeny.
You've uploaded that one recently, Iraq.
No, that was honestly, I can't remember which one that was. I just let me look and see here. So and also the lady I talked to yesterday,
All right.
she is they play in the snow. I asked her, I said, "Do you guys play in the winter, like when it's snowy?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, we play all the time." And I said, "Dang. So you go out there in the snow?" She said, "Yeah, we don't mind it." She actually has a tattoo of a snowflake on her arm because she likes the snow. I said, "Oh,
That's cool, man.
yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean, I
cool."
think if you want to play, you'll go and play.
Right.
Um, I'm not so sure about when it rains in terms of your gear getting wet and your guns and whatever not. I'm not exactly not a
Exactly.
fan, especially if you got your cameras and whatever not set up and everything. But yeah, I wouldn't mind if it has snown. Not if it is snowing at that time, but if there is snow in there, it would be quite cool.
Yeah.
Just do
It'd be
something
different.
different.
Well,
I have played when it was really, really hot.
this one is episode number 65. So if you'd have to
Episode
scroll
number
way down.
65.
Yeah, so if you go You can look at a lot of them on our website as well, or on Spotify
Okay,
if you didn't want to,
okay.
watch the video. But so she, yeah, she's in Austria, the one I was talking about. But yeah, I think Navrich too, doesn't he have some
Mhm.
videos where they play in the snow?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah, I
I
can't
haven't.
watch them. Makes me cold.
Oh man, I've played here when it was so hot that people, especially for a country like in the UK, where when it gets hot, it's really hot, and people is not used to being so hot.
Right.
So there was a lot of stopping to go and get water, and there was a lot of like message out there of be careful, etc. Which it was good.
Yeah.
Um, I'm pretty used to being really hot. I
Yeah. I
don't
mean,
like when it's cold.
Spain,
I'm
right?
cold all
Isn't
the time.
Spain kind of warm?
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially where I'm from, in the south of Spain. Like I said, I've never seen it snow in there.
Right.
It's always really warm, and that's not much of a problem for me. So I want to try how it's like to be playing when you're freezing cold.
Yeah.
I'll get a video on that. When I do that, I'll send you a message and I'll tell you, Iraq man, I've played in the snow.
Oh shit. Well, look, don't take your MP7 because that thing gas guns don't work
Oh
too
yeah,
well in the
oh yeah, yeah.
snow. Yeah. Or in
Definitely.
in the
No,
cold.
I will probably use my bolt action. I've got the Steyr um Scout, the
Oh shit.
ASG
Those are
sniper.
nice.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I love that. It's never failed me so far. Gas guns, fucking electric guns. It's too many moving parts. It's too many things.
Yeah.
And this it's never failed me. So I always take this with me anyway as a backup. But yeah, I will probably be using that, and I think it'll be quite cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Hell yeah. So what do you
Yeah,
guys
man.
got planned for so you're playing like during the winter you're playing mostly indoor CQB stuff. Your
Yeah,
team do you guys go as a team? Like, will most of your team go to play
yeah, yeah.
indoor? Okay.
I mean, yeah. Most of the time, whenever I go to play, I normally go with 4 or 5 people with me at least. Normally, well, our team is about 14, 15 people. About 6 to 7 people plays more regularly,
Yeah.
and other people plays whenever they can, which is just understandable. But there is a few people that I go more often with, definitely.
Right.
There is two, three of my friends. Even my stepdad is coming.
Oh shit.
So my mom's husband is coming. My uh, friend is coming. My other friend is coming to the next one, and the one after, which is the next weekend and the weekend after.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's interesting.
Oh, that's cool, dude. Hell yeah. So yeah, man, you're getting the whole family going.
Well, I mean, he wanted to do something more exercise. He wanted to be outdoor. He's only on his 50s, and I said, man, you should try airsoft. I love it, and obviously you tell everybody about airsoft anyway. And he came in and he liked it, and that's it. The way to go. That's another one in the team, and it's cool because you get, just as he can get to know many people as well, and it's different.
For
It's a
sure.
different hobby to have as well, man.
It really is.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you as well. For all of the unboxings and the reviews that you do, is it always guns that you get? Do any company send you any guns or anything for you to test or to
No.
review or anything like that?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
No, we
because I've seen some reviewers that do that. I don't know
yeah. Yeah,
if
so
if you did
I
that.
guess when we started, once our channel started growing, we
Hmm.
talked about that. We talked about reaching out to a company to try, to look for
Hmm.
something to do a review on or
Yeah.
whatever. But I don't know. We never did it. We never agree, like, or like, hey, let's do this. We just kind of
Hmm.
just talked about it randomly, but we never actually did it. And I think it was because we were already getting so many boxes. Like as soon as a BOA would come up, would be announced, we're all like, okay, we're getting that one. And then in between those, we started getting the Airsoft GI ones, Airsoft GI mixer boxes.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think one or two times we did the Fox Airsoft had a
A
mystery box.
followers of GI. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got one from Modern Airsoft. They're out in California. So we had so much stuff already that we were doing. We never did. We never reached out. The other thing too was, and something that came up when we were talking about it was, well, we like to do honest reviews about these guns, and I didn't want to be in a position
Yeah.
to be like, oh, well, let's skip over this part. You know, maybe this gun's a piece of shit, and I don't want to sit here and do a review on it like, well, it's, you know, it's good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna, you know, so I didn't want to be in a position to do that. So I
Hmm.
wanted to be non-biased and just give an
Yeah, yeah,
honest,
yeah.
you know. So
I mean, something that I was going to say it yesterday in the video, it didn't work out, whatever, but something that I am going to mention as well for my followers is the fact that if a sponsor, for example, like this guy sponsor us and that are a young company that are growing, um, I want to make something out of this airsoft thing as well that we got going on and trying to make something out of it as well. And if they were to send me something that I didn't think it was good enough, honestly, I would probably not review it and let them know and give them some feedback and see if they can work something better or
right.
tell them why I'm not going to go for it. Or if they
Hmm.
want me to review it, it won't be maybe all positive, you know?
Yeah.
Luckily, obviously, I try to be quite specific and have some filters as well and everything, and not go to a company like Viper, for example, which they've got great stuff, and I've got some of their gear and everything, and tell them, can you sponsor me? It will be great. But I wouldn't think of anything like that in a way now that I think about it, because I'd rather reach out to a small business, to a young company that
Right.
has that hunger on them as well and don't have hundreds of people,
Hmm.
following them. You know what I mean? And maybe grow together that way. But thankfully, these guys got good gear. I mean, what they've sent me so far is bang on. I love it,
Yeah.
and you know what I
Right.
mean. And I'll be using it, and I can tell it's quality. They normally make stuff um, for real life purpose. Really, they make it for
Oh,
local
okay.
authorities and members of the military and stuff.
Right.
So the plate carrier, for example, didn't come with any plates, so I put some dummies in there for airsoft. Um, but the quick release and all of that, this is just in case you get shot. So it I like it. It feels good. It feels good quality.
Yeah.
And what I find most important as well is what relationship you have with the person behind the scenes as well, and
Hmm.
how they are and what the treatment is, etc., which I think it's been great. And I love that, and any other brand that I was able to work with this way, I would be the same. But if they were to send me something and had anything that I don't like, I still mention it. I mean, you just
Sure.
gotta be honest. I mean, for example, this gun, I love this gun, the one that I've just shown you.
Yeah.
Um, when I was doing the review, literally, I didn't do anything with it. And when I was doing the review, one of the springs that hold the dust cover for the hop up
Oh,
came out.
right.
So I fixed it real quick. It took me like a minute to get it fixed, but
Yeah.
I did say a note in the video saying, like, um this spring just came out, which
Yeah.
I don't think it's good at all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
as good as I think the gun is, why did that come out? I didn't do anything with it. Literally, I didn't even play with it, mess with it, nothing.
Right.
But I think it's a great gun. You know what I mean? That
Right.
doesn't take one thing from the other. I think it's a great platform. No one is gonna see something like that out there as often as an M4.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's snappy, sounds loud. I like it. And it's unique. It's not the same as buying a pistol and putting it in a body that fits just perfect. It's a exact match one for another, which is
Right.
great. Well, Bloody Spring came out. You know what I mean? It's not
Yep.
good that happened. I don't care if even if it was
Yeah.
a gift or whatever. I'll say it too.
So we did the same
But
thing. Like when we were doing those reviews, we'd have you know, certain guns that were not great, or you know, if we had problems with them, we would just show on the video, and we might, you
yeah,
know, we understand that, hey, this is just one gun out of however many they produce. You know what I mean?
mm.
So we
Oh yeah, yeah.
understand that there's a chance that this, you know, most
You
of
can
their
quality
guns.
control everything.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
And I've worked in manufacturing for 25 years, so I
Mm.
understand, you know, there's going to be, you know, there's there's those different, you know, there's going to be bad ones, you know, mass produced
Oh yeah.
anything, there's going to be bad ones. So, and that, and so we would say that in the video, like, hey, you know, this one we got, this one thing on here might be, you know, whatever, this could have been better or whatever, but we know that that's not probably like all of them, you know, like we got, my
Mm,
son bought a brand new TriFecta, and, it was, what was that? Crytek. And the thing was like $500, okay, $500 or $600 airsoft gun, and the gun was looked great. It was solid. Like everything on there was, you know, it felt good, but the feeding issues, it was, and we couldn't figure it out. So it came with two mags, or he bought two mags or whatever, and no matter which one we used, it would not shoot right, and it was a feeding issue. So
mm,
it just, we were like, dude, this, like he could barely use the gun. He tried it at a milsim, and or no, one day play, like an open play, and he couldn't use it. Like it just wouldn't shoot right. And so
mhm.
anyway, we tried, you know, different ways to look at it. I tried breaking, you know, looking at it. I couldn't fix it. The thing was, you know, Crytek Chris Vectors are, majority are really, really good.
Mhm.
You know, we just got one that wasn't, like, it's, you know, whatever it was. So sometimes that's
Yeah,
going to
but
happen.
that's the truth. That's what happened to you. You know, when you
Right.
that's all you can say because obviously that's what happened to you. You know, that's all you know
Yeah.
really. And I had the same thing with a bolt. I'm not sure if you know bolt.
Huh.
So it's I'm not sure where they're from to be honest. They make these guns with electric recoil as well.
Oh
So
yeah.
everything I see about them, all good, great stuff, and whatever not. Now I bought one, cost me about just as much as you said, just pretty much £500. I paid for other stuff, you know, to put in, um, different stock, better batteries, this and that.
Yeah.
Um, just nothing really internal. Okay, went to play the first day. The first day that I played with it, it blew up the cables on the back because of the recoil at the back. I got it fixed. Um, it costed me another trigger as well because it blew up the trigger as well.
Holy shit.
And when I fixed everything, the first two shots, the same thing happened again.
Oh my God.
So the next thing I had to do was taking the recoil out. Okay, so now obviously it wasn't exactly what I wanted. I wanted a gun with a recoil. I didn't want
Right.
gas. I wanted electric. That was what they were selling me, and that's not what I got. The moment that obviously I had to fix it the first day because I was in this 24-hour event, my guarantee went out anyway. So I thought, yeah, I'll fix it and whatever. And I ended up taking the recoil out, putting a new trigger, and yeah, an Aster, and yeah, and I ended up changing it. I ended up swapping it for the DMR, but
Okay.
because I've got 4 or 5 M4s. That's the only reason. But
Yeah.
it was nice. I really like it. It was called Cobra, which is like the snake
Mm-hmm.
in Spanish, and it had that the end of the handguard was like the mouth of a snake, and it
What?
had some drawings. Yeah, it looks really cool. I'll
Oh,
send it
that's
over to you
cool.
if you want to, but I wouldn't really recommend buying it. What I mean? Because all I know about it is I had problems with it,
Right.
and it costed me money, and he ended up spending on it like £600. I ended up upgrading it and this and that, and all of it just to swap it for a DMR in the end.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's the what I know about it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's right. And that happens
but
sometimes, but it's not, you know.
yeah.
See, we had the same thing happen. Well, the opposite happened with a Lancer Tactical. Everyone's telling us
Hmm.
don't buy a Lancer Tactical. We got one in a mystery box, and
Hmm.
that thing, it was like, when we looked it up, it was the very base, you know, cheap model, and M4 style. And this thing, that was like in the very first couple months we started our channel. So it's almost 4 years old, and that thing is still working today. And it's been to like
Mm.
10 different mil sims, or you used it 10 different times as a backup. So it doesn't get shot that often, but it still gets used. And the thing has never failed. and we didn't do
Yeah.
anything to it. It's so weird how you get this
No,
cheap gun
absolutely,
that
man.
works great. Yeah, it's strange.
Yeah, I have one as well, to be honest. An
Yeah.
outside tactical, and yeah, never had a problem with it. I have it as well as a backup, or I normally, well, not a backup, but I normally give it to someone that doesn't have one when they come with
Hmm.
me for the first time or things like that. I always carry loads of guns, especially since I had that one broken at the
Right.
24-hour event. I carry loads of them with me.
I'm sure.
But yeah, man, sometimes you buy one that costs you lots of money and you have problems with. It's crazy. But at the end of the day, what we were talking about, the reviews have to be honest and
Yeah.
sincere and be honest with your following. So you have to be non-biased in the way, like you said. But yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Well, listen, man,
yeah, man,
it's been awesome talking with you.
absolutely, man. No, I love having a chat with you, man. It's been great.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate you being on. Tell everybody where they can find you online.
Thank you. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's all call sign Legionnaire. On Instagram, just with an underscore call sign underscore Legionnaire. The same thing on YouTube, on TikTok, everywhere. And I've got lots of new videos coming, reviews, especially with Elite Advantage, and
Awesome.
I've got some giveaways where I'm going to be giving out some lots of shit, really. TVs and gas and
Oh, okay.
everything I bought brand new myself just to give it away.
Yeah.
Some 2 point slings, belts, masks, everything.
Awesome.
So yeah, so people should keep an eye on that.
Definitely.
Subscribe to the E-Rock channel because it's good shit.
Thank you, dude. Yeah, man.
So
Well,
thank you for hosting me, man.
yeah, for sure. Well, listen about the slings too. Um,
Hmm.
Gunfather Milsim. I did a podcast with him. I don't know if you
Okay.
follow his channel or not. Uh,
Godfather Milson. No,
Gun,
I'll have a look.
yeah, Gunfather.
Gunfather. Okay.
Uh-huh. Gunfather Milsim. Look him up. And I've had him on the podcast like a couple of times
Okay.
early on, and then but he makes slings. They're
Right.
fucking awesome, dude. So he makes them.
Yeah.
They're. I'm telling you, bro. I think if you look, I didn't do an actual video on review on it, but I did. Well, maybe I did. But anyway, uh, look up
I'll check it out,
his
man.
site. Yeah, he's he goes over it on his YouTube channel. So yeah, he's got
Oh,
some great
sound.
slings.
No,
It's
that's
the
super
best sling I've
interesting,
ever
man.
seen. Yeah,
That's super interesting. I'll have a look,
yeah.
man. Gunfather Milson.
Hell yeah.
Sound, bro.
All right, brother. You have
Thank
a
you,
good
man.
day, man.